Nobody knows what the beast does to the royals who are sacrificed to it, and all in the kingdom fear the beast deeply, afraid that they will cause the beast to destroy their homes in rage if they step a foot out of line. But tell me, young noble, do you fear the stories of the beast? The beast that you are soon fated to meet? You are as brave as your father was when he took the place of your mother in this god-awful tradition. It appears to be the witching hour, young noble. These woods hold many untold dangers besides the beast. We would be wise to set up camp for the remainder of the night, and when dawn breaks, we will continue the final leg of your journey. Now then, I'll need you to hold this lantern while I use some magic to... Dear child, you didn't think the Queen would send you on a dangerous journey with a defenseless old woman as your guide now, right? Now, come along. Let me use a little magic to start up a small fire to keep the cold of night at bay, and then I'll place a charm around this area to keep us hidden from any danger that may be lurking. I'm not as strong as I once was, but I have enough power left in me to guarantee your safety to the sacrifice point. Then, if the gods decide it is my turn to go before I get back to the kingdom, so be it. Now, young noble, please sit with me. The moss below us is soft and dry, and the trees around us shall support your back if you so choose to let them comfort you. Your mind is racing, fears of what lay ahead of you, for your life, for your families, for the kingdoms even, yes? Something tells me you won't find rest easy tonight. How about I tell you the tale of how the beast first came to our land, or more rightfully, how your ancestors came to theirs, and how your family's ghastly tradition began. Perhaps it will ease your fears to understand it more, and if not that, help to lull you to a state of rest. Excellent. Well then, let me start at the beginning. Before our kingdom, before the people, but just at the arrival of the most important beings this land would ever see. Many moons ago, the land we rest on now was a large island of nothing but sand, surrounded by clear, salty waters. However, one day a small wooden boat arrived from the sea and presented the land with 3 figures. These figures having been crafted by the gods themselves to start the beginning of life on the land, each having a name and a role of great importance. The first to emerge from the boat was Kala. They brought warmth and light to the land, with a large heart but childish nature. They made sure that the sand slowly turned to steady ground, then to grass, which bloomed forth flowers of many colors and fruitful trees. Kala also made sure that the creatures such as animals that were also created by the gods were safe and healthy under her watchful and loving eyes. The second step onto the land was Dal. They brought a coldness and darkness to the land. While having a more adult nature than Kala, they were wild and encouraged chaos among the creatures, creating shadows to lurk where the light could not reach. However, Dal was not bad or evil, and made sure that there was a light in the darkness of the night to give creatures a chance of surviving the darkness chaos that was hidden around them, always lurking and watching. Finally, to step out of the boat was Roha. They brought a sense of ease and balance to the land and to the 2 other beings, acting as a safety guard, preventing the day or the night from going on longer than it should, and as a messenger for Earth to the gods and back, making sure each could communicate with each other about the progress and new creatures that would need to be delivered to Earth. For many years, the 3 beings worked together in a fine harmony, making sure that the land that they had been gifted was made into a perfect paradise, to thank the gods for their creation. However, one day that changed, when a few of the gods themselves came down to see them with an important message. Roha, Dal, Kala, you have created a beautiful land for our newest creations. They have been growing on lands far from here but soon they will travel and grow on this land too. Unlike you, they have no powers, so when they arrive, please do not show yourselves to them, as we do not wish for them to know of people with powers as great as you have. Dal was enraged by these demands, wishing to fight their creators. After all, it was their land. They had worked and made it so perfect and beautiful. Not only were the gods taking away their freedom, but they were letting weaker versions of themselves live on the land. But Roha and Kala begged them not to anger the gods, in fear that they may all be banished from the only home they had ever known. Soon enough, the gods' new creation, known as the humans, stepped foot on the land, and the free figures, now given the title of demigods by their creators, did as they were told, staying out of sight from the humans, watching them start to explore and build lives for themselves. As the humans progressed, however, and began to build towns, villages, and kingdoms, the demigods were given permission to interact with the humans, but only if they acted as humans when around them. Roha and Kala were thrilled, looking forward to live in peace with their creators' creations once again. However, Dala felt a new feeling bubble within them. A feeling of worry and fear plagued them for the first time, fearing just how quickly these humans were learning and progressing, much quicker than they ever did when they were first on the land. But Dal didn't want to leave the only people they had ever truly known, and so the three agreed to the gods' terms. As time flowed by, months turning to years, turning to centuries, the three demigods slowly learned to trust and live among the humans. They took on many forms, from animals to humans, male and female, to creatures unlike anything humans had ever seen before, making sure that the humans always had everything they needed, and performing tasks that the gods had entrusted them with in secret, such as helping the crops grow or ensuring a hunt went well for the survival of the humans. The three beings slowly learned that they wanted nothing more than to be treated the same as the humans treated each other, sharing their emotions and loving their way of living. But one day, the humans began to hunger for more. A darkness unlike anything the demigods had ever seen before entered the people they deemed as friends and equals. Soon the humans started to question why they were unlike the people who created them, the people they were blindly worshipping. They started to crave power. Soon, wars and fights broke out among the humans on the island, and the demigods began to distance themselves, trying to get away before it all got too much. However, they did not move quick enough. One morning, Kala had been given a new task by the gods. They were tasked to cover the sun with clouds, dark, stormy clouds, so that it would be too dark for a large fight to break out between two fractions on the island. However, when Kala had stood on the sandy beach, her body's feet in the sea, and her human body clothed in a plain brown tunic, she failed to see that humans had followed and watched her cover the sun. The people were angered, and before she could run, was captured and brought to the humans' ruler in one of the fractions, who they deemed a king. This king was a greedy, awful man, and upon hearing the miracle she had performed, decided that he would keep her locked up and, if need be, torture her into working as a tool for the humans, in an act of rebellion against their gods, and to become more powerful than the other faction and than the other humans on the other islands. When Kala didn't arrive back from her new task, Dal began to feel that fear that had been growing. The more dangerous humans became, spread throughout her entire body, shaking her human form to the very core. And when herself and Roha couldn't find her, they slowly began to interact with the humans again, listening in to conversations in inns and taverns, hoping to find some information on their fellow demigod. 3 weeks passed before news came from the palace about how the king had captured a powerful magic wielder who could control the sun and earth for them, and how she would be tortured until she did as they demanded. And it took another day before the gossip reached Roha and Dal. But when it did, something inside of Dal snapped. The fear that had been bubbling inside her, turning into a sickening and destructive anger. Before Roha could stop her, Dal suddenly became a beacon of shadows. Every light within the tavern they had been in, going out. Without a word, she was gone, heading straight to where the king was. Roha quickly following, begging her to see sense before the gods found out what had been going on, but nothing could have stopped her. Every step she took sent tremors and cracks into the ground, guards running far from her in fear, just from her mere presence. And when she finally arrived in the throne room, she grabbed the king by his thick neck and growled like a demon from the pits of the underworld. After all the gods had given you, after all we have given you, you repay us by attacking and using us like tools of power. She slammed him into the ground as she told Roha to find their Kala. No more will we protect you and give you all you need for free. You will pay a high price for what you have done. You powerless fool. You and whoever dares to take your throne, you'll all pay for your bloody, spilled sins. And as if they had never been inside the building, within moments, the 3 demigods were gone. But that night, blood was shed, an insanity-consuming Tao that made even Roha and Kala fear her. every night for 2 months, at least 3 humans in the kingdom were killed for their crimes. Over and over, Kala would beg Dal to stop, but Dal did not want to, seeing the scars along Kala's body, from her hands to her legs, wanting to kill a human for each mark that had been made on her. Dal continued on and on, until only a handful of families remained on the island, deemed worthy of living by Dal as her bloodlust slowly died and the actions she committed became clear to her. She realized she was no better than the king or the other humans, but still her anger persisted. One family, a family of honest humans, seeked Dal out, and the other demigods as well, and when they found them hidden in a cave, they got to their knees and begged for forgiveness, wishing for the demigods who had been so quietly protecting their people and providing them with everything they needed, to let them repay for the sins, so that they may be spared, among with their other fellow humans who are still alive there. This shocked the 3, as even though the island had been filled with hate and hunger for power, there were still humans who did not wish for power or control, only peace, like they had originally. The 3 demigods spoke for days on this discovery before they made a decision, and an offer was given to the humans. Due to their honesty and willingness to sacrifice their own lives for the sins that remained in the kingdom, they would be given the title of royalty and tasked with helping the kingdom become a peaceful place once again, but only on one condition: that every 10 years a royal family member must be sacrificed to a beast that the demigods would leave deep within the depths of the land, to prove that the humans still trusted and would never go against them again. Though, like I said before, no one knows what really happens to the royals that are sacrificed to the beast. But I don't believe they get killed. No. I believe that they have been waiting on a royal that is true of heart, one that has never shown a sign of darkness, only light. A heart that can truly help all 3 demigods trust humans again, instead of watching from the shadows or hiding in plain sight. But what would an old woman like me know about that anyway? Oh, you finally drifted off. Rest well, young noble. You'll need all the strength you can gather, For tomorrow won't be easy when you face Dal. I hope she sees the light I see in you. I pray for our and the kingdom's sake.